I've heard about the Shakur family. I mean, and I've heard a lot of beautiful, positive things about it. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about what that family is, or that connection is. Could you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's out of curiosity. I've just heard a little bit about it.
The Shakur family stems from a man by the name of Abba Saladin Shakur. Abba Saladin Shakur was responsible for fathering Mummy Shakur, Said Malik Shakur, myself, Sada Shakur, Shakur Dinga, Abdul Majid, Malika Majid, and many other New Africans who were part of the Republic of New Africa and the Black Panther Party. And we were of the Shakur tribe. Abba Shakur was one of the loyal members of the OAU and the Muslim Mosque Incorporated, and a close associate of Brother Malik El-Shabazz.
Okay. And now I understand that Brother Tupac Shakur is raising some consciousness through his records. As a matter of fact, I've heard his last record. It was great.
Yeah. Tupac is my son.
Oh, great. No
and
kidding.
He is being attacked by the powers to be because of his own individuality, his own methods and ways of demonstrating how our lives, the absence of his extended family, me, Lumumba, Zayd, his mother, a great woman, Afeni Shakur, one of the only two women in the Panther 21 case, who defended herself during the Panther 21 case. And one, he was also a very key figure in the national COINTELPRO litigation and research formulation, a fantastic worker against housing, and one of the key supporters of political prisoners and prison of war during the 70s. We understand that our children, and a lot of things that men, it's interesting you would bring that up, because we've just been talking in the family about how we're going to handle the Quail confrontation. Let us be very clear. It is always admirable to have your children believe what you believe. It's always the legacy you'd like to continue. You feel like you commit yourself, your sacrifice, so that they will know. And we have many children, many of our children. The ex-clan is Sonny Carson's son, Brother Lumumba, a great comrade. This is all our family. But they all have seen what low-intensity war means. My other son, little Matula, was involved in the Tony thing. Now, him and his brother together.
No kidding.
Yeah. But what we see is that many of our children suffer in ways that is yet to be analyzed from the intensity of the war that we have been struggling against. And because our community has not accepted that as a reality, and because we're in jail, we're not able to give our family what you might give, not you personally, but what they might be able to do in the confounds of their home, and expounding the culture and going back to the Egyptology and the history of the Nile and the great cultural lessons that our children are getting. They always seem to forget to give the real or research the struggle, the contemporary struggle that a major part of our people played a part in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And because we forget that, our children, who are directly connected to the intensity of the war are constantly evaluating the consequences.
That's it.
And the way that they respond to the repression, oppression, sometimes might not be what we want them to do. But we have begun to understand what the residue of war means. Just like the people and the fathers and mothers in Angola whose children have been shooting their mothers and shooting their fathers at the orders of Zimbabwe. Just like in South Africa, where necklaces was required to rid the townships of informers. Just like the killings and beatings of young kids that are in the ANC and PAC. We will have to see in another generation how that has affected after the Soweto riots, how did that affect the masses of people? Are we immune to life and death? Does that mean we lose our passion for living? Is that why we see the killing of old ladies and the drive-by shootings of innocent children and the lyrics, explaining phenomena heretofore not connected to the principles of our community? We must make that analysis. And when you make that analysis, I think that the audience will agree that we have a serious problem, and you cannot call it genetic, like they're trying to evaluate our children and say that we're violent prone. And if we allow that, you're going to allow the gas chambers.
Right.
If you allow every child to be fingerprinted and footprinted, you're going to allow the gas chambers. If you do not understand that the Tuskegee experiment about the sex and allowing men to walk around with syphilis for 30 and 40 years, and then we come up with AIDS. If you don't see it,
Yeah, what can you say?
It's nothing. So, we all go to the next level with a different understanding.
Yeah.
You see, so, those are our children. And, KRS-One and MC Light and all of the rappers, Brother Prince and all of these people are yelling out what they see as a political reality. But for lack of a structure, and you have to accept the fact that Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam are overtly courting and supporting Ice-T and Ice Cube, and rightfully they should. They should. And you got to admire that. But we must do the same. Not we meaning separate from the Nation of Islam, but a non-religious formation must clearly embrace and support and protect the griot of the youth of today.
I talk about, on the air sometimes, talk about the history that you didn't get from Eyes on the Prize.
Oh, no question.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's a good foundation. It's a good foundation. I think what is missing from the Eye on the Prize is the filler. How did Willie Rich get to, Black Power, and how did the struggle between SNCC develop? And how did the love that you've seen between Martin and Kwame Ture, even though they disagree practically. I think it's important to see that when the Deacon's Defense for Defense was securing the men and women marching from Montgomery to Mississippi, that they were being protected by the Deacons for Defense. That was a capitulation on Martin's behalf that security was needed at some point.
Right.
So everybody was growing, It's an evolutional process. Right. And we have to analyze that. One of the things that it made clear is that we had to clearly define what it is we want. Nonviolence cannot be an objective. It can be a strategy, but it can't be an objective.